It'll start to download. And then, lo and behold, you find the PDF right here. And JSTOR always puts this cover page on everything, and so you have all of that metadata originally right here. You also have a link to find it in the database. Granted, you have to be logged into JSTOR or through the proxy to begin with. And then there's the article. If you're in a lot of browsers, I'm using Safari on a Mac, but a lot of other browsers will have the same sort of thing to where Adobe Acrobat will come up, or Adobe Reader will come up within the browser. If that's the case and you still want to save it, what you need to do is you need to click on this little disk version and then figure out where you want to save it. Maybe give it a fancy name, supply and demand American Economic Review. Something like that, and press save. So we'll come back to that more. So let's go actually find something more helpful. I'm just demonstrating certain aspects. So what certain things that you might want to pay attention to is some of these articles can span like 60 pages. And if you don't want to give yourself a 60-page commitment, really pay attention to the number of pages that are there. So this one's only 8 pages, this one's only 6 pages. Granted, don't find the shortest ones. The shortest ones are generally not that helpful. This one's 2 pages. It's from the Journal of Marketing, but it might not be that helpful. Another thing that you want to do is you want to find stuff that's fairly recent. It's strange how old some of these are right now. In 66 and 68. There's 89 coming up right here and here. 70, 55. I mean, stuff that's done in 1955 might not be as helpful for us because so much more scholarship has happened since then. And you can find some incredibly strange articles by doing this sort of stuff. Approximating farm level returns to incremental advertising expenditure, etc. This one might be more helpful. Advertising and social values, because this is more in the scope of what we want to be looking at. Another thing you can do if you just want to download a bunch of articles that you like, you can just click the download link right here. And then you have the same sort of thing happen as before. Here's our Lester Telser again. And there he is again. And this one is, these two are in the Journal of Political Economy. In 62 as well. So, this one's 86. This might be interesting, the effects of a television radio advertising ban, study of the cigarette industry as a way of talking about what happens afterwards, but it'd be a horrible article. What you do is you really need to open it up and look at it. This one might be a good article, the macroeconomic relationship between advertising and consumption. Consumption might be a word that we want to pay attention to. So let's go back up. Perhaps advertising isn't what we want. Advertising identity isn't what we want, but say advertising, and we'll just throw a bunch of things in here. Advertising and beauty and identity and aesthetics. So we only get 942 articles this time, which is possibly a little bit closer. Now you can see this is Journal of Art Aesthetics and Art Criticism, Art Journal, British Journal of Sociology, Art Journal. These are kind of different. It's a different set of journals, because remember the last ones we had were mostly about advertising and economics. Here the Journal of Aesthetics and Art Criticism again, 20th century literature. Some of these might not be as helpful. Social studies in women literature, but they might be incredibly helpful. So let's see.